Do I seem giddy? I am. So yesterday, Yumiko and I got on. We had a phone call. Let's get on with it. Let's talk about yesterday and last night. We had a phone call with Social Security, and something we hadn't done yet. We had been leveraging all of our retirement plans on my situation, my pension, my Social Security, and well, our savings, my savings. I'm the one that earned it all. Um, so, but anything that's mine is ours. Everything was based on that. We didn't even look into Yumiko's. It was. It's funny how we didn't do that. We didn't look into her Social Security. Well, I know why we didn't do it. We tried, but there was a technical problem with the Social Security, the MySSA website, and we couldn't get into her account. And we just kept pushing, kicking the can down the road. Kick, 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 kick. Until finally we're like, what is it? March, April, May, June, March, April, May. March, April, May. Jeez. 3 months and change. A little less than 4 months, 3.5 months away from Emily and Yumiko leaving. We realized we can't kick that can down the road anymore. So I called Social Security yesterday, and then on Yumiko's behalf, and they put her on the. I put her on the line, and they asked her all those security questions, and then asked her their permission to work with me. So I asked all the pointed questions that I wanted to ask, which was 2 simple questions. Well, there were 3 questions, but I know how I'll handle the third one. The third one is that I want to get her account set up. I want to make sure that our accounts are set up, our My Social Security, so that when we're in Japan, we can log into the portal and execute our retirement benefit start from overseas. The 2 questions I wanted to ask was, 1, does she have the necessary 40 credits to retire, to begin to be eligible for Social Security benefits at the beginning at age 62? The second question was, if so, how much? And I wanted to know the amount of disbursement at age 62, 67, and 70, so that we could then model those on the spreadsheet and plan what we wanted to do. Yumiko was incredibly anxious about this. I wish I hadn't brought this up over the weekend, because she was anxious about it over the weekend. Although I kept telling her, don't worry about it. We're going to be fine. Even if you don't have enough credits, we'll still be fine. She was anxious. But the point that she made, and it was a good point, she said, but I want to contribute my share too. I worked hard all these years, and I want to get the money that is deserved me. If the thing would be, you need 40 credits, and you get like 4 credits. You get like, I've worked out the formula before. It's like four credits a year. It takes I don't know. It takes like 10 years. It takes about 10 years to get all 40 credits of consecutive work, which is very generous. I mean, I think that's an amazing that's all it takes. But of course, then it's all leveraged on how much you put into. Of course, it's a formula, and they're counting on you to die. And her point was, like, what if she came out and she had 39 and a half credits? Damn it. She's not going to hang on another 6 months. No way. This job's killing her. So she would just check it, cut out, and that would be the end of that. Just like the credits that she's gained in Japan, she's never going to be able to use that. But it's so far under. I mean, I think in Japan you have to work 40 years. It's not credits, it's years. Jeez Louise, that means you have to start work at 20 and work every year of your life until 60 to be eligible for the pension scheme there. Tough. She was nervous. On Sunday, she was particularly anxious because I brought it up. I didn't mean to cause her anxiety. I meant to bring it up. I was like, Yumiko, we need to figure this out because we know. I said, well, that's not what I said. That's not what I said, because I didn't couch it that way. What I said was, we need to get in the website, and we need to fix your website so we don't have to come back to America. Because I had called the Social Security Administration on her behalf again 2 weeks before, to try to overcome the technical problems. And they did the whole rigmarole, ask her all the questions and then put her in with me. And I was and they gave me points, and I talked to them on technical support, and I couldn't get it to work. And it was like afterwards, I could have had a V8. I should have asked them, how many credits does she have? And if so, how much is she going to get? I didn't think to do it. I mean, I was like, I'll fix. It's like trying to go around the door to open the door. It's like, okay, I'm going around the. I was talking to the guy. I could have asked him, so I thought I'll call back. I told her over the weekend. I should call back and just find out, just ask. And that's what triggered it. She's like, but what if I don't have enough credits? I said, then who cares? Because it's gravy, right? Because all of our planning is based on mine. And she said, yeah, but I want to get what I earned, right? And I want to contribute. And I think that's great, yeah. But we'll see. I know my wife, and I know that she would. That would put her in an awkward position if she was close and leaving it close. And no pressure from me. Get the friggin' hell out of here. We're done. So long story short, got on the horn. She has 55 credits. So yeah, well over the 40. Because she was doing the math. She was trying to figure out all the jobs she's had in America. We couldn't quite figure, because it's not a matter of like a year. It's like you get a certain number of credits per 3 months. You earn it like on a 3-month basis. And some of the jobs she had were 1099 jobs. Some of them were, you get what I mean, right? So it's not 1099s don't contribute to the Social Security directly. So she's good. And then we asked him how much. The guy was like, it took him a long time, and he came up with the estimate. And it was a lot more than we thought. So adding Yumiko's contribution to the mix now, it's a funny thing. It's like, we're going to be fine, very fine, better than fine. But the funny thing is, I heard this interesting thing. It said that, imagine a time, I just heard this last week. Imagine a time when medicine reaches the point that we can keep you healthy, keep you basically alive. Immortality, the potential for immortality has been reached. You live forever if you want. Imagine if we get to that point. The only thing that can get you then is a catastrophic accident, a big car crash, fall off a cliff, great white shark. And the person that I was listening to said, and I think it was Sam Harris, was saying, imagine the new type and level of anxiety that will be introduced into society, into people, regarding accidents, if you have so much to lose. Like me, I'm 60 years old almost. If I get in a car crash and die, well, I've lost the greater course of my life has already been lived. My life objectives are complete. It's gravy at this point. But if immortality was in the mix, that's a whole different thing. That's what I'm feeling now with regard to finding out our situation, because we're going to be in a situation where literally we can travel the world. We can live in Airbnbs and go live in Europe and stay places and travel and eat well, and I mean, we're going to have a good life. And I hope I don't sound like bragging. That's not my intent. My intent is to be open and frank. And if anything, I wish a cautionary tale to make sure that if you're young, if you're in your working years, make sure you're contributing to your country's retirement scheme, and make sure you're maxing it out everywhere you can. Everything. Probably the big boom that happened in all of this was the fact that of all the stupid stuff I've done with money all my life, the only smart thing I ever did was every job I've ever had, I've asked, and I've said this before, sorry if I'm repeating myself, I've said to the HR people, when I'm signing, there's that, what is it, it's not a W-2, is it a W-2? A W-2, that form that you fill out when you get a job in the United States, and you say, okay, I want to contribute how much to my, if you've got a 401 or an IRA, how much do you want to contribute? And I maxed that out everywhere I ever worked. I said, max that out. I don't want to see that money until I'm 60, 59 and a half technically. And then the other thing I did was I kept all the paperwork. I kept it in my file. I had like a retirement folder and had all the paperwork of all the jobs I've ever had. And what happened was, before I got my first paycheck from every employer, that money was already taken out, and I lived accordingly. It was like I adjusted my lifestyle, maxed out all my retirement. And then that money, just compound interest, just grew and grew and grew in all those jobs I've had over all these decades, until it wasn't until last year I finally opened up that folder and I said, it's been 40 years. Let's see what's going on with all this money I've been saving aside. Good God. Compound interest. So, I mean, I was told that when I was young, and I disregarded. I was told to save money. I didn't, but I did that. That one thing saved us. That and the fact that Social Security seems to be a scheme that really works. So anyway, back to the point. I've got this grave anxiety now, and it really is kind of grave anxiety. The memento mori guy, right? The guy that's always saying be ready for to die. I'm like, man, we're on the verge of something really fun and good. What if I get sick and die? I haven't figured this one out yet. I haven't been able to reconcile this, although it has had an impact on me. I've already caught myself. I'm cutting down on the snacks. I want to get trim. I want to get nice clothes. I want to prepare my mind. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy the retired years, and I'm not going to go back to work. Nope. The first couple of years will be tough. A little, not tough, but a little bit tough. What we'll need to do is, we'll have my pension will be coming in. I'll be drawing from the retirement savings to supplement that a little bit for the first year and a half. It'll be a year and a half before Social Security kicks in, and then we don't need to touch that stuff. And well, we can use that for extra things, we can use that to buy the car in Japan and the house in Japan and stuff like that. And then we're just off to the races. Stay healthy, stay lean, dress well, etc. That's what yesterday was about, and I couldn't sleep last night thinking about all that. I didn't sleep well, in a good way. It's like a kid thinking about Christmas. So, enough about all that.